Hey everybody, Pat for This Land Batten here, and I want to show you guys our cool new greenhouse. You can see this, and I want to tell you this took us about a month to actually build and get going, but we built it out of almost entirely reclaimed materials, and our total money put into this, 12 by 13 greenhouse was around $1,000. And so you could go to Costco and get the cool greenhouse that's 5 by 8 and has some cool frilly stuff for $1,500, or but if you put in some thought and attention and time, you can have your own greenhouse that fits perfectly into your own garden design and desires for less than that and for more space. I just lost my train of thought. Yeah, so I want to give you a tour of this whole operation and talk to you a little bit about what we did. I will mention none of this is like a tutorial situation, no how-to, largely because we were figuring it out as we go, and I didn't really know how to tell anyone how to do a thing that I was just still learning how to do. But yeah, let's go and check it out and look at some of the pieces, and I'll tell you about how it worked out. Maybe we'll start with the front over here. All right, here at the front. So we got these cool old windows, and one thing to kind of know is the materials that we used for these have been collected slowly over years, right? And we're a bit of hoarders, and that's the kind of the cool thing about being a hoarder is when it comes on like building materials and wood, is when it comes times to make a thing, you just have a thing. So these windows that are up here and the ones on the side came out of our old house. When we got new windows, modern windows, to properly insulate our space, we kept the old windows, and they became excellent for this particular function. And you can save them for also making like hotbeds or anything like that. And these ones down here came out of the Restore. If you don't know what the Restore is, you need to find one in your local area. It's run by Habitat for Humanity, and it's kind of like having a crazy shopping list of, it's like kind of like going to Costco. You can't go there with an exact plan. You just go to see what they have and figure it out from there. They get donated stuff, or they salvage them from refurbishment jobs or building sites, and then they put them in their store for you to buy. And these were $6 for these windows. Down here, we've got orchard posts. We live in an agricultural area, and hop farms and vineyards will regularly, periodically tear out old posts and put in new ones. And then you can get these guys for $1 or $2 a piece. And we bought these forever ago, and they sat around forever. And like, oh, what are we going to do with these? Oh yeah, we're finally building a greenhouse. Even a lot of these posts in the wood was stuff we just had from previous things, from projects that we put to use to build this greenhouse. Let's go inside. I want to show this cool door. My wife built that. These were old cedar fence posts from her grandmother's old fence that she had. I will say some things are new, right? Like these fence slats that are cedar, these were new. We bought them, we added them in. But, I mean, check it out. Dutch door. How cool is that? All right, inside you can see we've got our planting tables. Again, down below, stuff we just had. I'd even take like 8 by 10s and rip them down to be thinner and build this structure. Got the cedar boards, the cedar fence posts. These were kind of the leftover scraps from when we put the siding on, and made a table out of them. It's a little high. My wife is much shorter than me, and she's not happy that it's this tall, but also we wanted it to be level with the windows, or as much as we could, just to prevent any loss of light from for the plants that are growing. We've got some flowers that are starting up here, and we got some of our earlier seeds started already. Up here, we got these guys, these windows. They're swollen, but we got the old latches from the old house, and put these on hinges, so if we need to ventilate, we can open these guys up and open up the doors and cool down the greenhouse. And even though our greenhouse has a lot of holes in it, it's about 40 degrees outside and it's about 55 in here. So pretty good difference. For the bottom foundation of this guy, we had a bunch of pallets, and you can get pallets. You can get pallets for pretty cheap or for free, depending on where you look. If you just ask around, you can get them. And so for the 6 pallets we have that make the bottom of these walls, we didn't pay for any of them. And it's also worth noting, outside in the garden, I've got gates to keep the dogs out, also pallets that I cut down and put some hinges on. And so we put the pallets up there. We have these resting on top of them. And then the plastic, I mean, you can kind of see the plastic everywhere as that extra layer of insulation, but also to allow light in on the sides and whatnot. And then, let's look at the water collection. So put in this water tank here. This water tank, the roofing, we got the polycarbonate roofing to put up there to allow the light through. And then we put it at a slight slope, and on the back side over here I've got a gutter, and that gutter collects the rain that rolls off of this and flows into this barrel. It has yet to rain much, so there's not a ton of water in here. But over the course of a year, right, with snow melt and everything else, this guy will fill up. I have an overflow tube into another barrel that's on the outside of the greenhouse, and ideally next spring I'll have 100 gallons of water saved up right here, ready to use in the greenhouse or out in the beds out there. On the back wall, drilled in some tool hooks, so we have all of our gardening tools set up over here. Got my little fig. I tried growing figs outside. I live in Yakima. It's a zone 7. I got these cold hardy figs that were supposed to be hardy down to whatever they are. They didn't make it. It was an experiment. I knew it was an experiment. It didn't work out. But now that we've got this greenhouse, I can have, figs or other citrus things that I can keep in pots. I can have them out on our super sweet deck during the summer. I can bring them in the winter and allow them to stay warm and happy and healthy in here. So this is hanging out in here until it's ready to go out there. Got our shelf here that was, again, a chunk of a pallet, one of the ones I used to make a gate outside, and now it's a shelf, which is super awesome. And that's kind of the whole greenhouse here, and I hope you enjoyed this tour. But what I wanted to just kind of point out is, like, if you're willing to take the time and you have the storage, right, and you're willing to learn skills and build things, man, no one can take away from you the ability to build stuff and turn them into other things. And we built this beautiful greenhouse that melds beautifully into our garden and gives us excellent useful space. In the winter, we intend to bring in a little heater to help keep the trees warm, but also look at how big it is. We'll be able to entertain a few close friends hanging out in here, having drinks in the winter time. We'll get some lights strung up in here. I mean, how cool is that? What a great opportunity to have built this, and I hope this is kind of inspiring. Let me show you a few more things. Over on the other side behind you was that custom Dutch door that my wife built. This is a reclaimed door out of a friend's ancient garage. We had to cut it down a little bit to fit and then put this guy up on top to seal off the gap that's up there. But it's one of those sweet deals where we didn't have to buy a door. We didn't even have to make a door. We just got some hinges and put this sucker on, and it's doing a great job. Down below, I'll show you, in order to provide a little bit of stability to the whole thing, we put bricks. So underneath all of the pallets, we dug out level trenches and laid bricks down all along all the walls to give it that stability and a bit of a foundation. And again, those are all bricks that we found or borrowed or stole from other people. We didn't steal anything. Stealing's bad. But a lot of them were here in the house when we bought the house. They were just sort of laying around, and they've been parts of this or parts of that. And but yeah. So here's, I mean, this is our greenhouse. It's a basic general tour, but damn, it's cool. Damn, it feels good to have built a thing. Damn, it feels good to have built a thing for not a lot of money. Damn, it feels good to have a great new space and have our garden be kind of turned into a more holistic and beautiful thing. And damn, it feels good to be able to start our own seeds and grow our own food. And this is all part of the piece of self-sufficiency and being tied into the land and the skills we learned that we had to figure out to build. Like, I had never put a roof on anything before. I had to figure that sucker out. I had never installed gutters before. I had to learn that and figure it out. I had never built an overflow on a barrel. I don't even know if it works yet, but I'm excited to find out. Just go out and build stuff, man. It's super exciting. I hope you like this greenhouse, and I hope you have questions. I'll do my best to answer them and maybe shoot some other videos. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment, whatever. Love you.